Now, Amazon is about to debut, we're told, Prime Air deliveries with a new drone. Kevin Kearns, Professor of Cybersecurity Security at Ulster University. Good morning to you, Professor.
Good morning, Greg.
What kind of wizardry is this?
Yes, well, Amazon, again, being the richest publicly listed company in the world, have been in this space for about 7 years now. But at a conference in Las Vegas last week, they announced one of their latest drones. Now, there's been a number of iterations of these, and this drone is able to travel for up to 15 miles, carrying packages which weigh up to 5 pounds. And apparently that accounts for about 90% of Amazon's packages which are delivered. Now, again, it's not going to deliver a crate of beer, but it can deliver a toothpaste or whatever else comes under 5 pounds. And in the United States, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration have issued a special airworthiness certificate for Amazon Prime Air, allowing them to operate this unmanned aircraft for R&D and for training and for trials. So, of course, again, there's got to be, oversight from the aviation authorities because, of course, that these drones will be sharing airspace with commercial airliners.
And I mean, presumably the company is doing this in earnest. I mean, it gets an awful lot of publicity off the back of this. As you mentioned, it's been doing so for years. I mean, the company do see this genuinely as the future.
They do because, this is not a small company looking for publicity, and they've put a lot of resources into this because even though there are so many difficulties to overcome, but the last mile is a problem for deliveries again. And of course, so many deliveries come, people are not in, they have to come back again. There's congestion on the road. There's, fuel is not getting any cheaper. There is a cost towards delivering items to people. Now, if you can come along to an area and set up a drone, system which can fly quite efficiently, it uses less, puts less carbon dioxide back into the air. There actually is savings to be made. But of course, there is so many issues as well involved. Of course, these drones are autonomous. The GPS coordinates of the person's address is put into them, and they fly by themselves. They should land, drop the package again. But the problem is, of course, they're presuming, in a lot of cases, that it's going to drop them in people's front yards or their backyard. But so many people do not live with a space around their house. They live in high-rise flats, they live in cities, and they cannot be delivered to. So those are problems that, it's difficult for them to see how will they overcome that. Will people have to mark whether or not they've got an area for their something to land? But so that is a problem, really. But so now it's become a problem of the last 50 feet. So any of these drones can go to any destination within 50 feet, but how can they get the package always onto the ground?
And who's responsible once it's been dispatched, from the clamp of the drone? I mean, are Amazon still responsible for it at that point, or is the consumer responsible for it if they happen to be out or whatever? I mean, that's also something they're going to have to resolve, presumably.
Well, absolutely. If Amazon drop it into a neighbour's yard and you never get it, of course, you're going to be, they're going to get terrible customer feedback and you're never going to order again. They'll have to sort that out. Also, if they drop it into a backyard and it's full of, hungry dogs and they chew it up or into your pond or whatever else you have, they are responsible. Until it's in your hands, they are responsible. And I will say that Amazon are fantastic for returns for years. That no cribble returns, you put it back into the local depot to return to them and they'll refund you immediately, even before it arrives. That I will say their customer service is excellent the majority of the time. And again, that they're not going to come along and do something which, again, ruins their feedback among customers because, again, they've got to this place because they have been diligent, really, as a company. I mean, fantastically. So, but again, that they do see the cost savings. And again, Amazon are not going to do this for humanity. They're doing this to save money, to make more profits, really. And like I said, they've been in the space for a number of years, so they've worked out the cost-benefit analysis. They've done it, and they've seen that drones actually can save them money, can get parcels to people quite quickly. And again, it's not just within, delivery drones are being used in a lot of spaces. They've been used in Rwanda for delivering blood, again, and it's only certain areas again that lend themselves really well to using drones. And especially where there's hilly terrain, for instance, and it's hard to get to, that you can drive to the edge of this area, set up your drone, and send it the last few miles to drop the parcel to someone. And again, there is cost savings to be had, but again, all the issues of how did they actually drop the parcel safely? How did these drones? And again, they put a lot of emphasis on the intelligence of these drones, that they've got cameras on board that are able to sense whether there's a clothesline, whether there's something coming at them, that they have a lot of machine learning involved, that the cameras are really high res, and that these drones can by themselves automatically make a decision and avoid an obstacle. So they do, again, there's been a lot of iterations about this. This particular drone it's very unusual. It's got fixed wings, it's got protectors around the propellers again, because you can't have something landing where kids could maybe grab it and hurt themselves.
So realistically, where do you see this being deployed? Because obviously there are places, with reasonably steady climates, lots of people in a tight enough space, i.e. a city or whatever. I mean, realistically, is someone ever going to have a parcel dropped off to them in Letterkenny by Amazon? It's not. That's unlikely, isn't it? Or maybe I'm being naive.
No, I mean, drone technology has really come down. I mean, from a few years ago, really, some of the drones that one of my initial drones that I bought was £2,500, and now I can see it online for £350. I mean, drone technology, the prices have dropped amazingly, and these drones are fantastic. They really are. They can navigate. They know when the battery's coming low. They come back to home. They really are robust in strong winds, even. The GPS is extraordinary. The drone technology is really, really improving. Now, the problem, of course, is that the batteries are never great. Even these drones only last 30 minutes. And you might say, well, add a heavier battery. But if you add a heavier battery, the drone itself is trying to carry a heavy battery. There's always a trade-off between. But again, battery technology will also improve. The density of the batteries, again, lithium-ion will improve. So we get longer flights out of them. We'll be able to carry more. Technology always gets better. So I do see it, but again, Amazon have a lot of logistic information about deliveries. They've got it back. They know where the trouble spots are. They know where they can make the savings. They know where it's sufficient for a lorry, an Amazon lorry, to come to the edge of an area, let the drones come up on the top of the lorry and take off, deliver packages, come back, get more, and deliver them, and save the lorry navigating maybe busy streets in a city, whatever. Even Letterkenny. Letterkenny can be a nightmare at times with the system and everything else. So again, I can see where it will be used, but they will probably have niche areas. In other words, like for instance, maybe you're a mechanic and you're repairing a car, and it will save you money by ordering a part that comes to you within 30 minutes, and you can get on and move on to the next car. And they will have niche areas like that, and they will figure them out. That maybe it's mechanics at the start and everything else, and they will figure out where it can be. But you're right. Will postmen be a thing of the past in a number of years? No, because again, it still makes sense for you. There's some things humans can still do better than, no matter how good the technology is. But we will see a lot of our space in the sky. We will see drones taking over. And of course, we'll have a lot of new things we never had to think about before, because the area above your roof actually is your property to a certain degree. Again, so do you want drones flying over just like 20 feet above you, whatever else? So there will be wars about that as well. But they will get there. But again, it will not be for everyone. It will not be for every item. There's always going to be a weight limit. But we will see a lot more drones in the sky than birds. And £5 is generous enough. Like it's over 2 bags of sugar, so it's not insignificant. Interesting stuff. I would at this stage now. I've watched videos of people denying the internet will ever have been in use. So now what I do is I just accept everything and see how we get on. But it's interesting times we live in. Thanks very much, Professor. I appreciate it. You're welcome, Greg.
Okay, Kevin Curran, Professor of Cybersecurity at Ulster University. Amazon debuting its Prime Air delivery drone. Interesting stuff.